Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing in a new product from Too Faced. I'm actually pretty excited about this. This is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Not to be confused with their previous concealer, also Born This Way, but it was a thinner one, thinner consistency, lighter weight, all that. This guy means business. I'm going to tell you guys all about it. I'm going to give you guys a demo and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts at the end. So I'm looking on the Too Faced website. It says the Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Concealer, $29, and you guys can get quite a bit of product in here. You get 15 mils or 0.50 fluid ounces, so half the size of a normal foundation. A typical concealer like the Nars Radiant Creamy has 6 milliliters, and then the ColourPop No Filter has 0.5 grams or 0.176 ounces. And then the coveted Tarte Shape Tape, this one has like the most, how much is it? This one has 10 milliliters, so this one is even bigger than the Tarte Shape Tape, and the price comparison, I think this one's 27, this one's 29, that's awesome. It comes in 20 different shades. It says you can conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch with this super perfecting natural finish concealer makeup hybrid. The ultimate multi-use formula for a modern and hydrated photo-ready complexion. Fully loaded pigments provide maximum coverage with an undetectable finish for a look so flawless they'll think you were born this way. It's also oil-free, non-acnogenic, weightless, and hydrating, so skin never feels dry or cakey. Long wearing for 12 hours, photo-friendly, no flashback. I'll say I've worn this all day and it actually does last. It looks really good all day long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys how this performs. I'm gonna start off on this side of my face with the Tarte Shape Tape. I wanna do this so that we can compare. And this is the shade Light Neutral. And then I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced on the opposite side, and this is the shade Vanilla. I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk sponge and just blend them in. And I will move the sponge around so that I don't contaminate it. To me, the Tarte side is just like a little bit smoother, and I think it has more coverage personally. Like I feel like this one is just like perfect, and this one I can still see a little bit through. Like I can still see my little mark, my freckle underneath my eye, but I'm seeing more here than what I'm used to. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I feel like the Too Faced side can show just a little bit more texture, whereas the Tarte side is just a little bit smoother. I'm gonna go ahead and set both eyes with my Becca Under Eye Brightening Powder. Make sure I have everything tapped out before I set it. Bdellium 785 and my Becca Under Eye Brightening Powder. Here they are both set, and now I'm going to go in with a darker shade to do a little bit of bronzing. The shade I'm going to use for my bronzer is the shade Butterscotch, and I'll show you guys a little swatch of this up against the Soleil Tan de Chanel. That's kind of what I based it off of. So I'm not going to apply this straight to the skin. That scares me. I'm going to take a little bit on my brush, and this is a Bdellium 956, and I'm just going to take a little bit, like a tiny little bit, and whew, I was nervous. And I'm going to start working this into the skin. It blends out really well. I'm just going to add some as I go. Just don't want to go in with too much right off the bat. I'm not going to do my nose because, I don't know, I just don't like any kind of cream contour or bronzer on my nose. But I think that blended out really nicely. I'm just going to go finish off my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so now my makeup is finished and I'm a little confused. I had my mind like almost made up about the concealer. Like I knew I was going to keep trying it out, but I kind of knew what I was going to say about it. And now I'm like, oh, I don't know. When I completely finished my makeup, I feel like there's not really a big difference anymore. Like I could tell whenever I was putting it on. I don't know what happened, but like it looks really good, you guys. So I went and I asked Puffin. I asked him, which under eye do you prefer? He hates it when I do this to him. He really does. But I asked him and he kept going back and forth and he said, I like this one. He said, it looks like it's a little smoother and it has less makeup there. I was like, okay, so I'm getting like real close to the mirror. I will say this is the first time I've put them up against each other, and it's also the first time that I have worn the Tarte Shape Tape without my usual primers. Typically, underneath the Tarte, I have one of these. So I either use the Tatcha Pearl or the Becca Under Eye Anti-Fatigue Primer. So I don't have that underneath it today because I want it to be an even playing field. So let me just go ahead and zoom you guys in. You guys let me know which one you prefer. This is the Too Faced, this is the Tarte. Again, I don't see a huge difference. I do still think that the Tarte is just slightly more coverage, but like I'm not mad at this one. This one's still really good coverage. I think it has something to do with the matte kind of texture of it. It makes it look like it's a little bit more coverage, but you guys let me know down below what you think about each of them. You always hear people talking about concealers, new ones, and how it's the new Shape Tape. It's this, it's that, it's amazing. And I've never agreed. Like I've always tried these concealers that's the new Shape Tape, and no, that's never held a candle. This is the first one that I'm like, you know what? This could be it. This could be the replacement for the Shape Tape, but I don't know right now. I'm gonna have to play with it a lot more because the first time I tried it, I hated it, but I had it on with my primer and I don't know what happened, but it just did not agree. I put this one underneath it. It looked way better. And then today we have nothing underneath it. So I'm gonna have to play with it and see what the best combo for me is. I've used a few different powders. I just want to see and make sure before I really make a statement like, oh yep, this is going to take its place. But I will say it's definitely comparable. And if you want something that's less drying than the Tarte Shape Tape, this is 100% what I would suggest, bar none out of everything I've ever tried. I also think it blended out really nicely on the skin. I used this as a concealer on my skin the other day where I felt like I just needed a little extra zhuzh. Way better than the Tape Shape on the skin. So like for concealing a blemish or something, it's so much smoother. I just like it so much more. I do like it as the bronzer or contour, but I mean, it's another step for me. I think I would still personally prefer to use like my Soleil Tan de Chanel or an actual bronzer or contour compact, but it does work really well. It blends out nicely and it's not patchy, so that's really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep on trying this like for the next 2 weeks. I think I'm just only going to use this, figure out my favorite powders with it, figure out what works, what doesn't, and then update you guys. But my conclusion right now is that it's definitely a very nice concealer. I think it looks really great. I think it performs well. I love the amount that you get in it. I love the doe foot. So it's definitely a hit, but I'm going to have to let you guys know if it's going to knock out the Tarte Shape Tape, so I will update you guys. But let me know how you guys feel about this, if you're going to grab it, if you've already gotten it, what do you think? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.